that she took with her child to help her child actually be able to hear. Now, right before the break, Jackie was telling us on how her child has now gone through the surgery, of course, for one side of the ear, and is picking up, and is now undergoing like speech therapy for about 2 years, you said?
From 2016 to 2019, those are 3 years. 3 years now. Down
and
there.
how is he coping? He's learning to speak?
Yeah. He's not where he's supposed to be, but I thank God for this far. It has only been him, you know. He can communicate.
Sure.
He communicates. Yes.
You're telling me this morning
he told me, "Good morning, Mom." I said, "Good morning."
Oh.
And how are you? I'm fine.
Wow.
Yes.
That
is how we
something.
communicate. Yes.
That's more than enough, I would say.
Yes.
Now, Jackie, you took your baby to school.
Yes.
And maybe just tell us a little bit about how the school is handling the issue, because earlier you spoke of a school that actually rejected the kid, saying your kid is not benefiting anything from here.
Yes.
Tell us now about the new school that he went and
the new school that I took him in 2016. January. I took him in 2016 January, slightly before I took him to India.
All right.
Yeah, so when I went to the school, it was actually the second best decision that I made in Maxwell's life.
All right.
Because it's a school away, it's a home away from home.
All right.
For him. It's an integrated school.
All right.
With normal children. But there are like 15 other kids who have hearing impairment.
All right.
The owner of the school has 2 kids with hearing impairment of her own.
So she understands.
She understands. She has adopted a 3rd one. I'm telling you, she's a special woman. So she has 3 kids with hearing impairment. Yes. So she has this burden for these kids. That is how now we were integrated into the system.
All right.
So when I went there, she introduced me to her children, to her own children. And that is when my hope was restored. Yes. For sure, I knew Maxwell was going to speak one day. It did not matter how long it was going to take, but he was going to speak. So I met a son. I interacted with him. I met a daughter. I interacted with her also.
About how old?
That time, a son was 3.
All right.
Yes, and he was so fluent. The daughter was, I think, was it 10 or 12?
About.
Very eloquent. You cannot imagine that she was deaf at some point. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, so that is
that's
when
great hope for Maxwell.
That is great. When I saw that, that was the point I was looking for money to go to India. That gave me the energy to push on more doors, you know. And God being with me, He made everything possible. All right. Yes. Yeah.
Now Maxwell in school at this moment.
Yes, Maxwell is in school. He is in grade 1.
All right.
Yes. At the school, and he's doing so well. You will not even imagine that he has a problem, because every day when he comes home, he wants to do his homework. He does his homework. He's very keen on his schoolwork. He loves school.
Wow.
Yeah, he looks forward to going back to school the following morning.
The following morning.
Yes, because it's a home away from home. Yes.
Which is very encouraging. Now, Jackie, as we were talking right before the program began, you spoke about an organization that you are running. Yeah. Together with other partners.
Yes.
Hands and Voices Kenya.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Hands and Voices Kenya. And I see you have a brochure. Maybe if I can have that as you explain to us. Maybe you can just give our viewers a glimpse of that.
Hands and Voices Kenya is a parent-based organization.
All right.
Yeah. We give support to unbiased support to children, to parents with children with hearing impairment. Whatever choice that you make for your child, make the right decision. Right. Choices in terms of, you may decide the child to have sign language. It's up to you.
All right.
So if you decide that, we still support you. But we also recommend that parents also do the sign language so that they may be able to communicate with the kids.
All right.
Then if you decide to go the hearing aid way, it's still okay. Hearing aid helps children who have moderate hearing loss.
All right.
For Maxwell it was severe and profound. It was beyond the hearing aid.
All right.
So we have some kids who still have
some chance of
recovering what they have.
All right.
That is what we call the moderate hearing loss.
Okay.
Now that one, the hearing aid comes in handy.
All right.
So Even those ones are in the system. If you choose the implant, the surgery way, we also support you. So we are non-biased.
Right.
We support all the parents in terms of getting together, emotional support, giving them advice like where to go. Remember, I said there's a time in my life I didn't know where to go. I was in total darkness.
Sure.
Total darkness, without any hope.
Without any hope.
Just crying to my
No
hero.
information.
No information. I didn't research. I became like a doctor myself because now I realize it's me now and my kids.
It's you and the kid. But
Yes.
isn't it amazing, Jackie, that
Yes.
when you undergo such problems, then later you find yourself in a position now where you can actually be a beacon of hope and a source of information and rest for people who are going through the same what you went through.
Exactly, exactly. I feel fulfilled every time someone stops me on the way. Like my story is an open book. I share it wherever I am because I keep on saying it is a testimony that I will say until the day I die because God has done it for me.
Sure.
He can do it for any other child. You know, and I have chosen to be a pillar of hope to these parents.
Yes.
It's a very draining moment for the parents, especially emotionally, because this is something that you did not expect. You know, we always hope that such stories, we can only hear them in movies or elsewhere, but
somebody
not
else's,
from
not
ourselves.
mine.
But let me tell you one thing. I never asked God, why me? No. I just told him to give me the grace to pursue this and to find help for this boy.
But
and he did it.
I think it's also amazing because there's a scripture that says, you know, my grace is sufficient in your weakness. So when you have a difficulty or a burden, that's when actually God's grace can be seen to us.
Yes. Let me tell you, God's grace has been so sufficient in my life. If there's one point God's power has been made manifest in my life, it was during this time. Especially when I was depressed and all that. I couldn't sleep. God couldn't give me Bible verses, which I've never even heard of. When I wake up in the morning, I look at them. I never used to be as born again as I am right now. So this verse God gave me in the book of Amos. So when I woke up, I started looking for the Bible. Is Amos a book in the Bible? I looked at my Bible and I saw it was there. And God was telling me about restoration, that he was going to restore me one day. And I'm happy. God has done it.
That's amazing.
Yes, it will forever be a testimony.
So your organization, when a parent with children with such a problem, how do they reach you? Do you have a physical location, or you know, how do they go about joining it? Do they have to pay a fee?
They can join us. They join us. We meet like once per week. The organization is 1 year old now. We have parents. We have a board of directors who have put on the best foot forward. We have been meeting for the last 1 year every week. We are putting systems into place and seeing what we can do about all this. So, and on 28th of February this month, on Saturday.
This September?
Yes, this September, from 12 to 5 p.m. We have a hearing impairment awareness day. This day, we're inviting all the parents. If you know of any child who has hearing impairment or hearing loss, you can reach us. You can reach me on this number, 0721 343 980.
That is, maybe you can come again with that?
0721 343 980. Yes, please reach us on that number. We also have a pay bill number.
Maybe you can just share.
The pay bill number is 754479. I'll repeat again, 754479. We are trying to help these children, whoever we can be able to. Like a hearing aid is very expensive. You know.
You mentioned it costs about 3 million?
No, that is the surgery. A hearing aid is like 100,000.
So it's
the minimum, the most basic.
Like the most pocket friendly
that is functional. We have hearing aids that goes up to 600,000. Yes, not the surgery now. The hearing loss. Yes. The hearing
Now,
for the hearing loss.
hearing aids are for children for conditions that are not very severe?
Yes, yes, moderate hearing
Moderate
loss.
hearing loss.
Yeah.
Oh. Now, with the organization, how many members have you been able, or parents have you been able to gather right now?
We are like 40 parents.
Oh,
Yes, 40 parents.
all right.
We are still recruiting. You see, not everyone wants to is in a place of going out for publicity and all that,
All right.
and creating self-awareness.
Okay.
Most of them are still in their cocoons, but we are still trying to reach out to them. They are more than that. There are many.
All right.
There are many, but we are reaching out to them day by day.
Does your activities that you do involve you visiting homes and talking to parents? Because some parents still hide their kids.
I know. That is one of our agendas, because now we realize most of these parents shy of.
Yes.
They hide the kids. They don't even take them to school. They don't take them to clinics.
The kids just stay at home.
They just stay at home.
Wow.
They just stay at home. And my burden is with such parents, because that is why I keep on saying on my social pages, please, if you know of any child, and I've got numerous calls.
Yes.
Like my neighbor's kid is deaf, they just stay in the house and all that. So I get a way of reaching out to them.
All right.
Yes. We even, at some point when we expand, we'll be able to go to the counties
All right. All right.
and look for these kids.
All right. Now we're just operating within Nairobi.
Yes,
County.
right now it's just within, but wherever they are, like there's a day I went to Embu
All
also,
right. All right.
and I was given a call. Actually, not even a call. I usually work with my son. So someone tapped me and she was like, when did you get this? Like the processor, the hearing loss, for the hearing loss.
Yes.
So I said, please just give me your number, we talk more.
All right.
So I started explaining. It was a deaf girl. And unfortunately now, she was even 25 years. So there's almost nothing that can be done about it,
All right.
you know?
So for her, it's
Yeah.
just the sign language.
Yeah, it's just sign language. But she can get a hearing aid and at least ear.
Sure.
But I don't know whether it can stimulate
the
the
stability or the-
lost. Exactly. So that is why we try to arrest these cases when it is early enough
All right.
to do
But
this.
also, I think it's also important with people like that. Now, you see someone like that who is already a mature person, and although nothing may be done for her, she could also join the campaign and be part of the
She
team
can
that
join all these
creates
people.
also awareness.
Exactly. So we keep on looking for them. They become our members.
Okay, like
so when they-
ambassadors.
like ambassadors. We need many hands and voices.
Sure.
Yeah, to reach out, because unfortunately, hearing impairment is a silent disability. No, they will never talk,
Yeah.
and no one talks on their behalf. That is why we have taken the mantle
All right.
to speak on their
speak
behalf.
on their behalf.
Yes, to speak on their behalf.
And also to call
Yes,
on
and
more hands and voices to
To
join.
call more hands and voices, to push for policies to be implemented, if possible to have a deaf bill implemented.
All right.
Yeah, there's even the Disability Council where a lot of parents, like kids with the
Hearing
impairment, no,
impairments,
all these,
Or just all
they're
forms
supposed to
of-
be getting help.
Okay.
So we
But
push
from
for
the state.
from the state,
Sure,
yes.
sure, sure.
I'm looking. We are looking. I'm looking forward to the day Kenya will prioritize special needs kids.
All right.
You know, like make resources available for them.
Sure.
Somewhere like in America, kids parents are paid
Sure.
for having such children. You know, because they know how involving it is
Parent.
for that parent.
To raise that kid.
You know. So on the very least, we want our kids to be supported.
Sure.
We want them to be supported by the state. There are a lot of them who are all over without any help,
And there's also,
and we are not able to help
there's also
them.
debate, especially when it comes
Yes.
to educating such kids.
Yes.
There has been a debate that has been going around of late
Yes.
about schools that
Yes.
cater for special needs.
Yes.
Most of these you don't really find them in urban centers. You find most
Exactly.
of them are boarding.
Yes.
And you imagine like baby Maxwell
Yes.
sending him to a boarding school
Yes.
in a very strange environment. And
Yeah.
for kids like that, we will also have to accept the fact that it also takes time for them to adapt to the surrounding. Maybe your view on this, what should be done in terms of making
In terms of
more
this,
facilities
we need more facilities for these kids available. First of all, when I was moving around looking for a school for Maxwell. I went to an institution. They sent me to a deaf school for Maxwell. I asked them, really? My child now will be shut off
completely
from the society completely?
So you sentence him to that position that he is deaf already?
Yes. I told him, no. My child has to hear and he has to speak. Yes, watch him. You don't know his potential.
Sure.
So I can only imagine how many deaf kids with so much potential are in those deaf schools.
Sure.
So many of them, because that has been the only option available for parents, unfortunately, for either lack of knowledge or otherwise. You know, so we are trying to tell parents there are options out there. If you choose the signing, it's okay, but be involved as a parent.
Yes.
If you choose hearing aids, have the hearing aids fitted, do speech therapy for the kid to speak. If you do the surgery, if it's severe and profound, stick to that. All of you are ours.
Sure.
But the best choice for you, the best decision for you, make the right
choice.
Yes, for the kids.
But then it's quite disturbing that, you know, a kid with an hearing impairment, which in some cases is reversible.
Yes.
But then because the system does not accommodate, then they are only sentenced to live that kind of a life.
Yes, it's unfortunate. That has only been the only option available.
Policies, when you talk about trying to influence policies, what are some of the policies that you guys are looking to?
For what the burning issue is usually the insurance.
The insurance. What you yourself want?
The insurance, I keep on pushing. I've made endless trips to the insurance regulator because now they are the ones who make these regulations. But now when I went there, I was told it is a common practice all over the world. I believe there's a way still that can be accommodated.
Because if they do practical...
The only time they do that is on ex gratia payment, when we really push for it. Then again, if they can cater for optical.
Yes.
Optical, seriously, if you're not seeing, you can hear and talk.
Sure.
Now this is a child who has lost hearing, and it is because of even medication.
Medication, yeah, it's something reversible.
It cannot be covered. So that is a very big fight for me to put across. It burns me. It burns me.
And I believe that it's also something that maybe Kenyans need to take up and make this, you know, help push for this, because I think, I saw some years back, patients or people who are infected with HIV were not covered by insurance.
Yes.
But then right now we see different cases in different, you know, institutions are picking up and giving policies for such people. Which also I believe is possible for such cases.
Exactly. Such extreme cases. You know, the trend is slowly changing.
Yes.
Times have changed.
Yes.
They are accommodating such things. But I keep on asking them, why not hearing?
Sure.
It's so crucial to a person. I mean, if you're not hearing, you cannot speak. So how can it be an exclusion?
It's not a matter of cost. It's not that it's too expensive.
It's just an exclusion.
Because in the case of someone maybe who has the HIV virus, they will need to be on antiretrovirals.
Exactly.
And so it means for the period that they'll be, you know, they'll have to use the medication, then still the insurance will cater for that, which in the case of a child, maybe someone with a hearing impairment, then still also gradually the money can be spent. And maybe before we finish, you can just touch on some more activities on what you do as we finish, because I understand we have about,
So,
3 minutes left.
At Hands and Voices Kenya, we advocate for early screening.
All right.
You do screening as early as when the child is born.
All right.
Those are the kind of policies that we want implemented and put in place. Early intervention, the different choices, the different options that are there. Whatever you choose, will support you. Then the school placement. Please place your child in the right school. Because we have had cases of even children being abused in some schools. So make the right decision for your child's education. Then parental involvement. No, before that there is the speech therapy. Speech therapy. This child has to speak if you choose the hearing aid way and the implant way. So speech therapy it has to come in handy. That is where now you really have to take time with the kid and all that. Talk to the kid as much as you can.
All right.
Take him to a specialist. We have a few speech therapists in Kenya, where you can take the kid. Then parental involvement.
All right.
Spend as much time with the kid as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, help the kid in whatever way. If it is signing, make sure you as a parent and your household, you can sign.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basics.
Yes, praise
For
him
communication
for
purposes,
communication, because this kid really gets like my son, when he could not communicate, he was very
Aggressive.
He was very aggressive and violent.
Yeah.
Actually, he could bite me and beat me so that to draw his attention, because he could not speak.
Mom, I'm trying to say
We were
something.
so helpless, both of us. I thought he was, you know,
Sure.
and it was his way of communicating. So please get the right way of communicating for your kid.
All right.
Yes. Then do not pray for your child.
Sure.
Pray for your
Do not
child.
give up hope.
Don't give up hope. Don't give
Maybe
up hope.
as your parting shot into that camera, that's your camera, you can just, in 30 seconds, just a parting shot as we finish.
Yes. Yes.
Talk to our viewers, parents out there who have kids with similar conditions.
Parents or friends to families. If you know of any child with such a problem, please do not hesitate to contact me or Hands and Voices Kenya. We have this event on 28th of September from 12 to 5 p.m. Please come and be part of us and interact. You'll be encouraged. My hope was restored when I met other parents with kids like me.